Bismillah. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala ashraf al-anbiya wal mursaleen. Nabiyyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in, amma ba'du. Before we pray Salat al-Asr, inshallah ta'ala, before we get started, just as an introduction to the information being presented today, which is all connected to the hijab, the covering of the Muslim woman. And it's important to understand that Islam is a ni'mah, is a blessing from Allah Jalla wa Ala, number one. That Allah chose and selected all of the people who are Muslim to be Muslim. That people are not Muslims because of who we are or who we think we are, or because of whatever status we think we have, or whatever people know us from, or whatever type of reputation that we have. But it's a blessing, a ni'mah from Allah, that a person is guided to Islam. And the fact that Allah chose us to be Muslims, the fact that Allah Jalla wa Ala chose us to be Muslims, it is also a blessing in that He perfected and made the religion of Islam complete. That doesn't mean we don't fall short. The human beings, we fall short. But the ahkam, the rulings of Allah Jalla wa Ala are complete. The deen is complete. And Allah told us in the Quran, number one, that He's pleased with Islam as the deen for the people. And He also told us that He completed the religion, so the religion is complete. And He also told us that there will be no other deen accepted. There will be no other religion accepted by Allah Jalla wa Ala. As He said in the Quran, Ta'ala, Inna deena inda Allah al-Islam, that the religion of Allah, the religion, the deen with Allah is al-Islam, in Surah Ali Imran. In Surah Ali Imran, verse number 19. Allah also said, وَمَنْ يَبْتَغِي غَيْرَ الْإِسْلَامِ دِينًا فَلَنْ يُقْبَلْ مِنْهُ وَهُوَ فِي الْآخِرَةِ مِنَ الْخَاسِرِينَ. Allah also said in Surah Ali Imran, in verse 85, that whoever desires a deen other than the deen of Islam, that it will not be accepted. It will be accepted from them. And in the hereafter, they will be the ultimate losers. Allah told us in another ayat, the fact that the religion is perfect. We don't need to add anything and we don't need to take anything away. But what we do need to do as Muslims is understand. Have some type of fahm of the Quran and the Sunnah. We don't need to add anything. We don't need to take anything away, but we do need to have understanding of the revelation. We need to understand the revelation. Allah said in another ayat, الْيَوْمَ أَكْمَلْتُ لَكُمْ دِينَكُمْ وَأَتْمَمْتُ عَلَيْكُمْ نِعْمَتِي وَرَضِيتُ لَكُمْ الْإِسْلَامَ دِينًا. In Surah Al-Ma'idah, the third ayat in Surah Al-Ma'idah, Allah said, today I have completed your religion, perfected your religion. I've completed your religion and perfected. My blessing on you, completed my blessing on you, and I am pleased for you all for Islam to be your religion. So Allah Jalla wa Ala told us the blessing in the Quran. It's on us, the Muslims, to understand the importance of the Quran, the importance of understanding the Quran. The importance of the statement of Allah and the importance of understanding the statement of Allah Jalla wa Ala. Not just knowing the ayat and what surah the ayat and what does the ayat mean. What's understood from the ayat. What is the fiqh of the ayat? What is the fiqh of the hadith? Not just that we know the hadith, but what is understood and how is the hadith supposed to be implemented? As the blessing of Allah is that this deen, it is what corrects a person's behavior. It corrects a person's beliefs. As some of us come from different backgrounds. We come from different backgrounds, so we might have different beliefs that are false and inaccurate. But Islam redirects and corrects those beliefs. Before we delve into the different issues that are going to be dealt with today, it's important, and we're going to pray, inshallah ta'ala, it's important to understand that, and this is something that we have to be conscious of throughout every talk throughout the day. We have to be conscious for every talk throughout the day, and we have to understand with certainty, with no doubt, certainty with not a shadow of a doubt, as we say, that Allah Jalla wa Ala has given us guidelines to live by in the Quran. We have guidelines that we're supposed to live by as Muslims. And we know Allah is Al-Alim, the all-knower, Al-Hakim, the all-wise. Walid. Allah is Al-Hakim, the all-wise, Al-Alim, the all-knowing, As-Samir, the all-hearing, Al-Basir, the all-seeing. That Allah knows His creation better than we know our own selves. And that He sent the Messenger ﷺ as a mercy. Not that He is to be worshipped, but He teaches us, He taught us how to worship Allah Jalla wa Ala. Allah Al-Khaliq, the creator of the heavens and the earth and everything and every person, everything that we love. That He Jalla wa Ala gave us a guideline to live by. Al-Islam, al-Sharia. And in that those guidelines are rules. How we're supposed to believe, how we're supposed to act, how we're supposed to pray, how we're supposed to fast. From those things, how is the Muslim woman supposed to cover herself? This is from the things that has been revealed from Allah Jalla wa Ala. So this is something that is an issue that has been covered in the revelation, in the Quran. It's not something that's new. The issue of hijab and what is Islamic hijab is not a new issue. The ayat that inshallah we're going to hear today, the hadith that we'll hear today, these are not new ayat. Tayyib. So we have to be people who understand with no shadow, without a doubt, that the best ruling is the ruling that comes from Allah Jalla wa Ala. And that is the most just and fair ruling is the ruling that comes from Allah Jalla wa Ala. As Allah tells in the Quran that Allah does not oppress anyone. Nobody is oppressed. Nobody will be oppressed on Qiyamah, that Allah is just. And everyone will be dealt with justice and fairness. That the most complete way of life is the way of life that Allah Jalla wa Ala prescribed for the Muslims, for the believers. It's the most complete way of life. That the Creator, Al-Khaliq, Allah Jalla wa Ala, as He said in the Quran, in more than one ayat, as He said, وَمَنْ أَحْسَنْ مِنَ اللَّهِ حُكْمًا. Who gives a better ruling than Allah Jalla wa Ala? Who is better in the ahkam, the rulings that are given than Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala? And if we understand this initially, then it's easier to accept everything that comes after that. If we understand that Al-Khaliq, the Creator, with all of His names and all of His attributes, He is the one that commanded us to pray and everything else that we know we have to do. Then it's easy to accept all of his other rulings that he revealed in the Quran and that come in the Sunnah of the Messenger alayhi salatu wasalam. But if we don't know who we're obeying, if we don't know that obedience to Allah is the path to paradise, the path to Jannah, if we put things on people and attach it to people, then we're going to continue to have problems. One of our biggest problems is our relationships with Allah Jalla wa Ala. Some of our hearts are more attached to people than our relationship with people. Some of us is stronger than our relationship with our Lord. And we only have those people in our lives that we love based on Allah Jalla wa Ala allowing that to be. Because he can call any of us back at any day and time. All of us are going to die. We don't know where, we don't know when. But Allah gives us time and has mercy on us to let us enjoy this life, this dunya, from things that are permissible. And he takes them when he chooses. And none of us are in control of that. If our relationship is strong with Allah, then the rulings that come in his book, and when Allah speaks in his book, is easier for us to understand and accept what Allah told us in the Quran. Allah said in another ayah, أَلَيْسَ اللَّهُ بِأَحْكَمِ الْحَاكِمِينَ. Isn't Allah the best of the rulers? That the rules that come down in the Quran and that we find in the Quran and the Sunnah, these are the most just. They have the most wisdom behind them. It's our job to make sure we understand that we have to strive to understand the ayat. We have to strive to understand the Sunnah, the hadith of the Messenger alayhi salatu wasalam. If we don't understand the revelation, then that is not due to the fact that the revelation has a problem. That's due to our own problem. So before we even get started, Allah said in another ayah, وَهُوَ خَيْرُ الْحَاكِمِينَ. He is the best of the judges. He's the best of the rulers, Allah Jalla wa Ala. And all this can be found in the Quran, and Surah Al-A'raf, and Surah Al-Teen, and Surah Al-Ma'idah. So if a Muslim understands this, if we understand this, then we have no doubt and we should not be hesitant in accepting anything that Allah Jalla wa Ala gives us, anything he guides us to, or anything that the Messenger alayhi salatu wasalam guides us or commands us to do. And at the end of the day, the bottom line is that for our sisters and for brothers, but today the issue is the hijab, dealing with the honor of the woman, that for a woman, a Muslim woman, to cover herself properly according to the Islamic conditions, this is a form of worship for her. This is not just something that is a customary practice, a aada. This is not something that is a aada. It's just something we do because that's how the people in my area dress. This is worship. Allah commanded the woman to worship, to cover. And it's pleasing to Allah. This is something that is pleasing to Allah Jalla wa Ala. And we know that those things that are pleasing to Allah are considered to be worship. They're considered to be worship. So we don't want to get confused and think that this is something connected to the men in my family. The men in my family are harsh and they want me to cover. Or the husband. My husband is harsh and he wants me to cover. Or my brother, or this one and that one. We have to go back to the source. Where did the command of the hijab to cover come from? It came in the revelation in the Quran. So this is something we got to keep in mind throughout the day, inshallah ta'ala. We're going to pray Asr, inshallah. We're going to stop at the adhan, pray Asr, inshallah, and then we'll continue after the adhan with the first talk, inshallah ta'ala. Wa sallallahu wa sallam wa barak nabiyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. Then you Sheikh. Yeah. Come here. Hey.
Allahu Akbar, Allah. Allahu
Allahu Akbar, Allahu